What are we looking at here? Clearly, it's paint. Thick streaks of paint loosely applied at various angles, unblended. You can almost see the paintbrush making the strokes across the canvas. Nothing recognizable seems to be depicted here. At this distance, the image looks messy and abstract. But let's back up. At this distance, those loose brushstrokes perfectly resolve into a yellow shawl wrapped around a young woman in a billowy mint green dress who's laying back on a couch in an elegant room, an image of sweet afternoon repose, which is the name of this canvas from my favorite painter, John Singer Sargent. This difference between the close-up and the view of the whole canvas is the key to understanding Sargent's genius. Everywhere you look in this painting, you see his supremely confident looseness, a kind of painting you maybe wouldn't think to associate with a realistic representation of the world. And yet that's exactly the final effect, a realism that is somehow more true than finely detailed painting. Where did Sargent's confidence in this technique come from? Well, to understand that, you have to understand Sargent's teacher, Carolus Duran, a 19th century French painter who bucked the academic emphasis on outline drawing, in which you would essentially paint inside the lines, building up and detailing your canvas section by section until the whole thing came together. Duran taught his students to abandon outlines and focus on capturing the colors and tonal values of what they saw. In painting, tonal value refers to how light or dark something is, with black being the darkest and white the lightest. Everything you see exists along that spectrum, and Duran believed that if you captured all the tonal relationships in your canvas accurately, if you got the ratios right, you'd present the reality we see more honestly. In essence, his students had to learn to look at the world differently, flattening their sight to let objects melt into their values and colors, and the two-dimensional shapes they make. Then they had to get these shapes onto the canvas in paint, never working on one section for too long so as not to throw those value ratios off, because the painting is always a unity, a delicate series of relationships. Duran's students learned to see beyond objects to the light and